Hare Krishna. We continue reading from teachings of Queen Kunti. We have been reading from prayer 15. We were reading from prayer 15. And yesterday we read, we'll just do a short recap. That would someone like to read it?
Krishna.
Neha, your voice went away.
Krishna appears to take birth, although he is unborn. So foolish gets bewildered by this. Krishna says, try to understand my transcendental birth and activities. Krishna's birth is not like our birth. Human life begins with the inquiry about the supreme, the absolute truth.
Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Human life begins with the inquiry of the supreme absolute truth. Bhagavatam says if we don't ask this inquiry about the supreme, the absolute truth, we are two-legged animals. Bhagavatam calls us that. So then imagine what we are doing, And so Krishna is taking birth, appears to take birth, but he's unborn. So it becomes so bewildering. What is this happening? What is this happening? And his birth is not like ours. We are forced, pushed in this material world. But Krishna is not like that. But then how do I go back to this? I can't, when I do this portion of the screen, what happens is I can't find the other page that I have to read. That's the thing. So that's why I always have to go to the basic to be able to find the screen. Now? No, but it's still not there. Anyway, probably. So we'll read on. The appearance of Lord Krishna is compared to the growth of sandalwood trees in the Malaya hills. Malayasyeva Chandana. There are two Malayas, the Malaya hills and the part of the world now known as Malaysia. The chandan tree or sandalwood tree can grow anywhere. There is no rule that it has to grow in Malaysia or the Malaya hills. But because this sandalwood grows in large quantities in those parts of the world, it is known as Malaya Chandana. So Kunti Maharani was saying,
sorry, but I think we have done this one.
No, we read this yesterday, the human Athato Brahma Jigyasa.
No, 15th one we have done already, no?
Oh, we finished?
Yeah.
Cologne? Oh, the Cologne? No.
No?
Okay.
No. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So here in the Western countries, there is scented water known as eau de cologne, but it can be manufactured anywhere. But because it was originally manufactured in the city of Cologne, it is known as eau de cologne. Similarly, sandalwood can grow anywhere, but because it was originally very prominent in Malaysia and the Malaya hills, it is known as Malayan sandalwood. We know also some things like take a Xerox. We say take a Xerox for the photocopy. It's just because the Xerox machines was the one who did that. We don't say take a Fuji or whatever, take a Canon. Like we have this practical example also. Oh, why don't you Google it up? Why? Because, go on the internet and look at the Google. So it's not that only Google can give us, we can also Yahoo it up or something. But whatever is the most prominent. So we can understand this. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like, for Xerox, I really feel, we just say, Xerox, take a Xerox and give me. Photocopy, we say Xerox. Oh yeah, Google. So then Kunti offered this prayer 5,000 years ago, and this indicates that sandalwood was growing 5,000 years ago in Malaysia. Malaysia is not a new name. It was known thousands and thousands of years ago to the followers of the Vedic culture. Nowadays, of course, Malaysia is growing rubber trees because there is a good demand for rubber. But formerly, Malaysia grew sandalwood, on a large scale because there was a great demand for sandalwood, especially in India. Because India is a tropical country and sandalwood is very cooling, people in India use sandalwood pulp as a cosmetic. Even now, during the very warm days of the summer season, those who can afford to do so apply sandalwood pulp to their bodies and feel cool all day. In India, it was the system that after bathing and sanctifying the body by applying marks of tilak, one would offer obeisances to the deity, take some chandan prasad from the room of the deity, and apply it as a cosmetic to the body. This was called prasadhana. But it is said that in Kali Yuga, the present age, snanam eva prasadhanam. Bhagavatam, Canto 12, Chapter 2, Text 5. If one can even bathe nicely, that is prasadhana. So before it was that people would take a nice bath, apply tilak on the body, offer obeisances to the deity, and the deity has some chandan, take some chandan from the deity room, put it on the body. So that was prasadana. But Bhagavatam has predicted in Kali Yuga, if someone can just take a nice bath, that is prasadana. In India, even the poorest man will take an early morning bath every day. But when I came to America, I saw that even taking one's daily bath may be a difficult thing. And it is not often the practice. In India, we are accustomed to see people bathe thrice a day. But in New York, I have seen that one may have to go to a friend's house to bathe because one may not have the facilities to do so at home. These are the symptoms of Kali Yuga. Snanam eva prasadhanam. In the Kali Yuga, it will be very difficult even to take a bath. So Bhagavatam, the 12th canto of Bhagavatam speaks a lot of predictions of the Kali Yuga, which we are seeing practically. When we come to that part, we can really see practically, 5,000 years ago, what Sukadev Goswami predicted is there. It's happening. Another symptom of Kali Yuga is Dakshayam Kutumba Bharanam Bhagavatam 12, Canto, Chapter 2, Text 7. One will be famous for his pious activities simply if he can maintain his family. So Bhagavatam is saying in Kali Yuga, if someone can maintain his family, he is a pious person. Means what? Means not many people are able to even maintain their families. Time has come like that. And we can practically see it is true. The word Dakshaya means famous for pious activities, comes from Daksha, which means expert. In Kali Yuga, one will be considered expert if he can maintain a family consisting of himself, his wife, and 1 or 2 children. In India, of course, the traditional family is in the joint family, consisting of a man and his wife, their parents and children, their in-laws, and so on. So this was when Prabhupada wrote was, say, 40, 50 years ago. But now we see practically it's not even there. It's not, the joint family system is getting so, not so popular or not so common. But in Kali Yuga, it will be difficult to maintain a simple family of oneself, one's wife and a few children. And this is what we are seeing, that just of husband, wife, and children, it's difficult to maintain. When I was living in New York, among the people coming to our classes was an old lady who had a grown son. I asked her, why doesn't your son get married? She replied, yes, he can marry when he can maintain a family. I did not know that maintaining a family was such a difficult job here. But this is described in the Bhagavatam. If one can maintain a family, he will be considered very glorious man. And if a girl has a husband, she will be considered very fortunate. So it is not our business to criticize, but the symptoms of Kali Yuga are very severe and they will grow more severe. The duration of Kali Yuga is 432,000 years. And although 5,000 years of it have passed, already we find so many difficulties. And the more we grow into this Kali Yuga, the more the times will be difficult. The best course, therefore, is to complete our Krishna consciousness and return home, back to Godhead. That will save us. Otherwise, if we come back again for another life in Kali Yuga, we shall find difficult days ahead. and we shall have to suffer more and more. So Prabhupada is trying to tell us to take up this Krishna consciousness movement with full enthusiasm, so that we can quickly put an end to our material life. No need to continue taking material body again and again. So, would you like to do a short recap of what we read? But I remember sandalwood trees can grow anywhere.
And about the Kali
Yeah.
if the cleanliness is the prasadana, only keeping your body clean is prasadana in Kali. Is it?
Yeah.
They go in Malaysia.
Malayan. Similarly, Krishna, he
Glorified
can
his devotees?
appear anywhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He can appear anywhere. But because he comes in family of Yadu, he's called Yaduvar. And it doesn't mean that he's not the Supreme Lord. Huh? If he's come as Yaduvar, does not mean that he is not God because he came in the family of Yadus.
Yeah.
And the symptoms, the horrifying symptoms of Kali Yuga. Taking a bath, maintaining a family, etc. So best course, take up Krishna consciousness and get out of here as soon as possible. Okay?
Yeah, perfect.
So let's stop here for today. Thank you so much for listening and joining in.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Kunti Maharani ki jai, Shilpa Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.